Guidewire, a really key software player for the insurance industry, just posted a quarter that absolutely stunned Wall Street. So today, we're going to unpack those results and figure out what is driving this incredible success and what it all means for the future of insurance tech.
So let's just start with how the market reacted. The day after they announced their earnings, Guidewire stock just shot up 18.5%. Now, for a big established company, a single-day jump like that is huge. It's a massive signal that something really significant just went down. So what was the trigger?
Well, the answer is pretty straightforward. Guidewire didn't just meet expectations, they completely blew them out of the water. Revenue came in almost 6% higher than forecasts, which is great. But the real showstopper? Profitability. Adjusted earnings per share crushed the consensus by more than 33%. I mean, that kind of outperformance is exactly what makes investors sit up and pay very close attention.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll look at the blockbuster numbers themselves. Then, we'll dive into the cloud engine that's driving all this success, talk about a landmark deal that proves the strategy is working, and then look ahead to the next frontier with AI. And finally, we'll connect the dots on why this one quarter is such a big deal.
All right, first up, a blockbuster quarter. Let's dig into the what and decode these headline numbers.
When you look closer, the results are just impressive on every single level. Revenue jumped over 22% compared to last year. But here's the real headline. They officially crossed $1 billion in annual recurring revenue, or ARR. That's a huge milestone. And they did it while becoming way more profitable, more than doubling their operating margin. That combination of really fast growth and rising profitability, that's the holy grail.
So the big question is, how did they pull this off? Well, the answer lies in a strategy that's been years in the making. A massive company-wide pivot to the cloud. For years, Guidewire had a pretty traditional business model. They would sell a software license to an insurer for a big one-time fee. But a few years back, they started this really difficult transition to a new model, selling their platform as a subscription that you pay for over and over, all hosted in the cloud. And what this does is it gives them a steady, predictable stream of revenue. And that reoccurring subscription model is measured by what's called ARR, or annual recurring revenue. For any modern cloud company, ARR is pretty much the most important number to watch. Why? Because unlike those one-time sales, it's predictable. It shows investors there's a stable, growing stream of income from customers who are in it for the long haul. It's really the ultimate sign of a healthy business. And this chart right here, it shows you just how successful that whole transition has been. Guidewire's cloud business now makes up almost 3/4 of all its recurring revenue. So the transformation isn't just happening anymore. It's pretty much done. The cloud is the core of this company now.
And that core business is growing fast. While their current ARR grew an impressive 19%, take a look at the bar right next to it. That's fully ramped ARR, and it grew even faster. Now, you can think of that as revenue they've already locked in from contracts they've signed for the future. The fact that it's growing faster than the present tells you their momentum is actually picking up speed.
But look, impressive data is one thing. The ultimate proof, the real validation that this whole cloud strategy is working, came in the form of a single landmark deal. During the fourth quarter, Guidewire signed a massive 10-year deal with Liberty Mutual. And this isn't just any customer. Liberty Mutual is one of the absolute giants in the U.S. property and casualty insurance world. For a customer of this size to make a decade-long commitment, well, that's a monumental vote of confidence. Don't just take my word for it. Guidewire CEO Mike Rosenbaum, he put it very plainly. This deal is the ultimate validation. It's a signal to every other major insurer out there that Guidewire's cloud platform is mature, it's stable, and it is absolutely ready to handle the most complex, most critical operations in the entire industry. So, with the cloud strategy now a proven success, Guidewire is taking that strong foundation and using it to launch their next big push, artificial intelligence. Guidewire sees this massive opportunity to use AI to completely revolutionize the core functions of insurance. Take underwriting, for example. That's the whole process of assessing risk. AI can automate all the data collection and analysis, which leads to faster and far more precise decisions on what to insure and exactly what price to charge. And it's the exact same story when it comes to processing claims. AI can automate the initial filing of a claim, it can instantly spot patterns that might suggest fraud, and it can even handle simple, standard claims from start to finish with zero human intervention. The end goal is what the industry calls zero-touch processing, which is just a massive leap in efficiency. And hey, this isn't just some theory for the future. Insurers who are using Guidewire's AI tools right now are already seeing a 40% reduction in processing times for their standard claims. That is a huge real-world impact that translates directly into lower costs and, of course, happier customers. Okay, so let's tie all of this together. When you step back and look at the big picture, what does this one quarter really tell us about where this company is going? What you see is this powerful four-step playbook that Guidewire has executed perfectly. First, they did the really hard part, that multi-year shift to a cloud platform. Once that foundation was stable, step 2, they landed a huge anchor client to prove it works at the highest level. Now, step 3, they're turning that success into accelerating profits, which in turn funds the final, most exciting step, innovating with AI. So the crucial takeaway is this. Guidewire's difficult cloud transition, it's officially over, and it's a massive success. The Liberty Mutual deal proves they can win the biggest customers in the world. That success is now fueling real profitability, and it's given them the perfect launchpad to lead the next huge wave of growth with AI. Which leaves us with one final big question. You see, this quarter wasn't just about posting strong numbers. It was about cementing a dominant position in the market. With its cloud platform now the clear industry standard and its AI innovation speeding up, you really have to ask, is Guidewire becoming unbeatable in the race to build the future of insurance?